Okay, so question 1. A human body cell contains 46 chromosomes. How many chromosomes does a human sperm cell contain? So the first thing to think is a sperm cell. We need to just remember that a sperm cell is a gamete, which means it is one of the sex cells, which means it has half the chromosomes. So if we have 46 it happens to be 46 in humans, and you do need to know that, then in a sperm cell it's going to be 23. But let's pretend they've given you a different example, I don't know, a cat or whatever, and a different number of chromosomes. We know that the sperm cell is a gamete which has half the number of chromosomes. So for there it is 23. So draw one line from each word to the meaning of that word. You must always draw just one line. If you draw another line from each box, then you'll be penalised for that. So you must make sure you just draw one line. So a small ring of DNA in the cytoplasm, that is usually in a bacteria, and that is called a plasmid. So that answer is not any of these. So I think this is the one that's going to be left out. So all the genetic material of an organism, that is an organism's genome, so that's the line there. A small section of DNA which codes for a protein, that is a gene, so that's the line there. And a structure which contains chromosomes, that is the nucleus of the cell. So those are your three there lined up. So some plants contain a harmful chemical called PTC. Some people can taste PTC. Suggest one advantage of being able to taste it. Well, the clue here is that it is harmful, and obviously you don't want to ingest that and be poisoned, for example. So it would be good if you can taste it, because that will prevent you from eating it. So one advantage of being able to taste it would be to prevent you from eating the plant and being harmed or poisoned. Okay, so only people with the dominant allele, capital T, can taste PTC. So we've got some great keywords in here already. So allele, remember that allele is a form of a gene. So this gene encodes whether or not someone can taste PTC, and the allele can be a big dominant, which is a capital T, or a recessive with a little t. Okay, so people with only the allele little t cannot taste PTC. So a person has the genotype, big T, little t. So genotype just means the type of alleles they have, or the combination of alleles, remembering that everybody has 2 alleles per gene, because they got one from mum and they got one from dad. So you're going to have 2. So this person has got one of these alleles from mum and one of these alleles from dad, and they are different. Big T and little t are different alleles. So we're looking for a prefix to a word that means different, and that is hetero. So this is different. If they were the same, we'd be looking for homo as the same, but they're not, so they're different, so heterozygous. So that sounds right to me. And we can just check here with the other ones as well. It's good to double check elimination. So phenotype is actually the characteristic that's shown. So that's not the right answer anyway. And that would be, for example, here, whether they can taste PTC or not. And recessive is when you have 2 of the lowercase alleles and no dominant allele present, would be recessive, and then that is the recessive trait. So that's not right here either. So we're going to go for heterozygous. So it says, give the genotype of a person who cannot taste PTC. So it says here, people with only the allele T cannot taste PTC. So that's little t. And also we've put here that you need 2 alleles per gene. So this genotype of the person who cannot taste PTC is little t, little t. Okay, So a woman and a man plan to have a child. The woman and the man both have the genotype TT. So here is the woman. You can see she's got big T, little t. There's her big T, there's her little t. And a man also with big T, little t. There's his big T, there's his little t. And what we can do is use this crossword to see what the possibilities are for the offspring that they have, for the children that they have. So remembering that the woman is going to have one of these alleles in her egg, and the man will have one of these alleles in the sperm. So big T and little t could end up with a genotype big T, big T. Sorry, big T, big T, big T, big T. Then here you've got big T, little t. Here again, you've got little t from the man, big T from the woman. And on this fourth one here, you've got little t from the man and little t from the woman. So in all of these three, we can see that there is a big T, at least one big T, one there, and one there. So all of these three have got a dominant phenotype, and they are going to, what did dominant say? That if people with a dominant allele can taste PTC, so these 3 out of 4 can taste it. PTC. Says, what is the chance of a child being able to taste PTC? So using the figure above, we've got 25%, 50%, 75% or 100%. And we've got 3 out of 4, which is the same as 75%. So we're going to go for 75% there. And that's it. That's your first exam question on AQA Genetics.